Tony and Chelsea?
Oh, hi, Miguel.
What's happening? What's going on?
I have no. They said that there was a party.
But then they're like, you should bring your camera. And I was like, oh man, I got tricked again.
They said there'd be cake, but I can't find it.
So weird.
Do you want to play a game? The rules of the game are simple. Inside your camera bag, you'll find 3 dice. 1 red, 1 green, and 1 blue.
Oh man, am I in one of those challenge videos? 3 photographers, 1 model.
Each color corresponds to an item that you'll have to use to create your portrait.
Is this Unsolved Mysteries?
The red dice tells you which light shaper you'll have to use to create your Santa Maria Guadalupe portrait.
Never getting out of here?
The green dice tells you which fabulous lens you will use. And finally, the blue dice is a mystery prop that you will incorporate into your photo.
His hands are catching the light, but not his eyes.
Oh, I see you've discovered auto white balance, real pro.
You'll roll all 3 at the same time, grab your chosen items, and then begin shooting. Who's ready to play?
I definitely want to play this game.
Sure.
All right.
Dude, let's do this. I'm still kind of tied up though.
Oh,
It's a rubber band.
yeah, it just goes like that.
Oh, okay. So I'm looking at what we rolled, and let's see what we're doing. So I rolled a 666. I don't even know how that's possible, which means I'm going to be shooting with a bare speed light, no modifier, 90 macro, and I have feathers as a prop.
I'm gonna be really upset if you beat me with that tragic combination.
That is by far, that's a train wreck of a combination for me, coming from somebody who always uses light shapers. To shoot with a speed light, bare bulb.
That's rough.
That is, yeah, that was I'm not gonna play the lotto today.
I got a little bit luckier.
You did, but you actually get to go last, so you're really lucky.
Yeah, that's good because I get to watch you and see how you're both failing and then hopefully learn from that.
Yeah.
I got a softbox, the 24-70, and a sun catcher, which I didn't know what that was, but it's a prism.
Oh, that you're gonna find out very soon.
You can be Instagram famous once
Yep.
you get that going.
That's it.
Whoa.
That's it. There's at least 10, 20,000 followers as soon as you use it. It's
Wow.
amazing.
I'm right in my wheelhouse. I got the 78-200 f2.8, a beauty dish, my
Yep.
favorite, but then I got these busted up flowers, the sun bleached fake ass things. I don't even know this is the worst prop I could possibly have in the photo.
I just love how you're like, where are we gonna get the flowers? I'm like, they're in the break room.
Like,
They've
oh,
been
I
sitting
saw
there.
these earlier.
Those are probably 10-year-old flowers that are just petrified.
This is definitely some 80s flowers.
Yeah,
This is
for
older
sure.
than you.
They smell like records, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty
All right,
bad.
let's see what we can do.
Let's do this.
Records? That's what you think of with the 80s?
Yeah, dude, that smells like
All right,
vinyl.
like,
So much easier than the fabric. But that bare bulb, I feel for you. Sign of the devil.
All right, so I rolled a 666. When I came up with the things that were going to be used based on the numbers, I pretty much put all the worst possible things that could be paired up together as the last ones. And of course, lucky me, that's what I roll. So I've got the Sony Speedlight, which is pretty awesome. I'll be able to do some stuff with this, but it is bare, so I can't put a modifier or anything on it. I've got the 90 macro. And then my prop is gonna be this little feathery headband thing, which I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with it. But so let me kind of explain what's happening since I'm going first. We each have 5 minutes to basically take as many shots as we can. We're gonna come up with a lot of different ideas. And kind of the whole idea behind this is to kind of give you guys a glimpse into the creative process. What are we thinking? Because a lot of times people don't get to see that process. They just see that final image and they're like, oh wow, you nailed it. or you didn't nail it and you don't understand why it happened. So today you're gonna get to see 3 different people, 3 different photographers approaching it 3 different ways, and you'll see how we hopefully make a great shot. You might as well just disregard me at this point because this is about the worst possible combination you could end up with. But I don't know, you guys will get to see how I think through the process and how Tony and Chelsea think through their creative process. And hopefully one of those processes will speak to you. So let's get this thing started.
Go.
All right, so here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm gonna have you do. And by the way, our model, it's Emily, right?
Yeah.
I'm really bad with names, so our model, Emily, today, we'll put her information in the description. I'm eating into my 5 minutes. Come this way.
I have A7R3 and 7200 f2.8, which I was actually hoping for wide angles because I wanted to get some jumping shots with this big cyc. Maybe I can make it work with this. And then I still don't know what I'm gonna do with these awful, godforsaken 1984 flowers. They are terrible. They are only gonna make pictures worse.
Going. Yep.
Okay, so I got a 24 to 70, not too bad. I got a softbox, which is in kind of a sad position right now, and something called, ooh, I'm just learning what this is. It's a sun catcher.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. And my strategy is going to be like steps. First, I have to fix that, and then I have to pray I don't get a camera error, and I'm just gonna go from there.
5 minutes.
All right.
Ow.
Do you need an Apple box?
I have an Apple box.
I'll be your light assistant here.
Okay.
So tell me what you need. So I'm gonna have you stand here looking towards me and come forward a little bit more. Beautiful. All right, so my idea right now is I'm gonna basically bounce this speed light, and I've got it with an off-camera flash so that it's off the camera. Off-camera flash, right? I'm gonna bounce it off of this white wall and hopefully make this into a big, huge softbox. I'm gonna try to cheat this. I don't know how this is gonna come out.
Okay,
You want help with
let's have
the
you step forward, Emily, and just get a little closer in here.
So what's your idea? Where are you trying to go with this?
Well, first I'm gonna just try to get some kind of overly dramatic lighting set up on this.
Gonna go that route.
Oh,
You just
okay.
hit plus and minus, it'll raise the power on the light.
Okay. And I'm just making sure that my lighting looks acceptable and that everything is
4 minutes.
in focus. Thanks, Justin. Okay, let me see my sun catcher.
It's the end of a second, ISO 100, I've killed the ambient, which means that all this light that you're seeing right now is not doing anything. Now it's just my speed light. So here's what I want you to do. You don't even have to hold the feathers just yet. I'm gonna test this out. So here we go, we're gonna bounce this off the wall.
Okay, so I got the exposure worked out. Now I have to figure out something to do with the flowers. I want to try this. I want Chelsea, stand over here on Emily's right. Yeah, stand over here, and I'm gonna step back a little bit. And just like that, Emily, you were kind of looking over there. Turn your body for me a little bit, like mirror me. There you go, like that. And Chelsea, I'm gonna have you be underneath the frame and kind of just toss them up so they spin a little bit, but I don't want to break their flowers.
Chelsea, I'm gonna have you hold this.
Okay.
We're gonna bounce it off of this wall.
Which way do you want me to?
Emily, come this way.
You can, I'm gonna stand still and you can move me so that.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
You'll be the human light stand.
That's pretty neat. Okay.
That's not what I want to hear.
But with this is making my photo darker, so I'm actually going to make my light brighter. And Tony, could you please hold this over my lens for me? Because I need to be able to focus while I'm shooting through it.
1, 2, 3, go.
That was good.
Nice.
Let me just check that.
Up higher, so kind of hold it up that way, and yeah, that should be about good. Come forward a little bit more. Perfect. So I'm trying to get that bounce of the light. There we go. Very nice. We got Tony in the background, but hopefully, if all works, you won't see him. Come forward a little bit more.
He's trying to sabotage you.
He is.
I'll do it.
I think you just made them better.
It's hard to make them worse. They're gonna be like, what?
Okay, I have to move this light some.
I could be your light assistant. Where do you want this thing?
I just wanted it up and over.
That looks good. And Emily, could you bring one of your hands, your hand closest to me, could you bring it up? Yeah, like that. That looks great.
Very cool.
He is
Awesome.
evil.
Hey, Well, you know Flash. Oh, so that's the other thing too, when you're working with speed lights, you have recycle time when you are shooting them at full power. I haven't even gotten started. 2 minutes, MacGruber.
Oh my gosh.
Always sandbag your
looking
lights.
At the flowers,
Boom.
like trying to reach out for them.
I want your head kind of towards the light and towards the camera.
Okay.
But I want you looking off with your eyes off to the side, like what is going on?
For me?
Right in front.
Yeah, and Emily, that look is perfect.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Emily, turn your body like this. You rotate your shoulders more towards me. Yeah, there you go, like that. And keep your head just like that, but turn your eyes only towards the flowers. In 3, 2, 1, go.
No, here we go. All right, feathers behind the head and kind of wrap them around your hair. Yes, just like that. It's perfect. Hold that. Love it. If I had a second light, this would be even better. Come forward a little bit.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Chelsea, be less Chelsea. Like, try to get a little bit lower just because your head's poking in the frame a little bit.
Recycle time. Here we go. Chelsea, please.
I'm helping you.
15 seconds.
Emily, I need some with your hands like this.
Yeah!
10 seconds.
Nine.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1, go.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
We are awesome, Emily!
1. 5 minutes.
Bam, last minute. Wow, that was really hard. See this?
Oh, those are cool.
Oh, that came out pretty cool.
I'm telling you, it's girl power.
That was girl power. We knew that it was there.
It's not fair if you have an
It's
advantage.
real.
Just trying to like figure out what you want your settings and stuff to be is super hard. But you know, the reality of the situation is if you're working with, like when I work with my clients, you don't have an hour or 2 hours to work with them. You have to work like really quick, get super creative. I wanted the black background, but it wasn't working out with the light bouncing off the side. So I figured if I bounce it behind me, it'll come back and make this big soft light. The light on her was beautiful. The background was black. Her hair was dark, so I kind of wish I had a kicker light, but that's the challenge. So this is a terrible game, Jigsaw.
Yeah, that sucked. This has been a lot of prep for that.
I know, that's what I'm
flying in out of
saying.
nowhere.
It's so hard. So like what?
And I had 5 minutes, but I swear I had like 30 seconds of actual shooting because everything
It
was
feels
going
like
wrong
it.
and
It feels like
all the
it.
buttons were in the wrong places.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was crazy. That's really neat.
Jeez. Well, there's that. That's how you get whooped in a Photoshop. All right, so.
What'd you learn?
Oh my gosh.
That was stressful.
It is really, really stressful. I am used to working under pressure like this, but this was like a whole nother level of just trying to figure out something creatively with just 5 minutes. Yeah, that was just really, really insanely hard, especially when you're used to doing things a certain way and then getting tossed into kind of an uncomfortable situation. You just have to be creative. So what did you guys think?
I learned that I need to practice working under pressure. I'm used to having much more time. I'm used to being able to choose a lot more gear and light modifiers. So now I know that this is a weakness of mine. I can't just rely on having all the time and resources. I need to work on that.
Yeah, I learned to a lot more than 5 minutes for a whole photo shoot. That's just a little pro
Chelsea had
tip for
the
you
longest
guys.
5 minutes ever.
Yeah, her 5 minutes was way longer than mine.
I got to watch you two go first, and that really did help.
It totally screwed me up to switch cameras last minute because his back button, I use back button focus, and on yours it kept magnifying it, and I could not stop my thumb from pressing the back button
Yep.
focus, and it kept magnifying it, and then it would screw everything else up, and that burned at least 2 minutes with me just fussing
Yeah.
with the buttons in the wrong places.
You had a lot of technical problems, but I have to say, you're a person that can fix them. If that had happened to me, I would have just been like, I don't know, just keep pressing the shutter, hope it works.
I think that's kind of the secret is in a scenario like this. Now I know for the next challenge, like first minute, get the camera, go into the settings, make sure everything is set the way you want it to be set.
Yeah.
And then you have 4 minutes of productive shooting as opposed to like, oh my gosh, these settings are all off.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
I
but-
kind of went with a good enough approach. Like I was like, okay, this is working. I don't have much time. Like, make it work. You can't fiddle too much.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It
Yeah,
totally
I really
worked.
didn't have any time to be adjusting the light. Like I just had
No.
to, this just had to be good enough. I set the light up and like, okay, now I have to work with that.
Guys, we got to do this again.
I am totally down. Hopefully I don't get 666 again with like, or if I do, you know what I'll do is I'll just like spread out the kind of like funky stuff
Yeah.
throughout so that, you know, just be less of a chance that I get
Yes.
stuck with the worst possible stuff. But that's not to take away from any of this because, you know, you might have just a speed light and a 90 macro and some feathers, and that doesn't mean that you can't go out and take a great photo. You just have to be really creative and figure out a way to be able to get something good. With that being said, so how can everybody, I mean, everybody who's watching me probably has seen you guys, but for like the 2 people that don't follow you guys or subscribe, well, tell us about how they can find you guys on social media, on YouTube.
Yeah, we're Chelsea and Tony Northrup, and you can look that up in YouTube and find our YouTube channel. We also give photography tips and advice, or you can just look us up on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that.
I just want to say I'm better than that. Like, I don't hit my stride until minute 6 normally.
Yeah,
That's where I am.
I'm usually
That's my
one more
sweet
pro.
spot.
6 minutes, right? Yeah, I get it. Mine, I don't know where my stride's at, but it wasn't here today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, you know, there's a lot of times, and I think we get this all the time, where people think that we just nail it all the time. And hopefully that was interesting to see you guys see us work in just a really high pressure situation. But make sure that you follow everybody, because the more that you follow folks like Tony and Chelsea, follow folks like myself, you could hopefully learn, so that if you're ever in this like 5-minute challenge situation, you'll be like, oh, I saw this on YouTube one time. I'm just gonna do this, this, and this, and be good to go. So make sure you subscribe to my channel as well while you're here, because I'm gonna have a lot more videos coming out. Hopefully we'll continue this challenge in the future. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.
Thank you so much for watching. This is Jason Lanier, who's collaborated with Tony and Chelsea and Miguel to bring this production to you. Thank you so much. You can go to my website at jasonlanier.com, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel by going to youtube.com/JasonLanierPros. Thank you so much, guys. Peace.